middle ground map for these two teams. We need to find out who is going to take the high ground and get through to that grand final against 9Z later tonight. Should be a fascinating one.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said on Ancient, it kind of feels like both of these teams are having to expend a lot of energy to get across the line here, Trav, and 9Z, they certainly won't mind that. There's a bit of a case you can make. Would you rather be the team coming into that grand final with momentum, feeling warm, or would you rather be the team who was able to rest and take it easy, but then kind of start from a bit of a static position?
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? I actually wouldn't know which side I'd want to take on that one. I mean, often I do feel like playing more helps rather than not playing. Keeps you warm.
Yes.
But, you know, if they're really long games, then I would say I think there's definitely an argument to say that you'll be feeling a bit more awake later on, especially in my case.
Well, it's been 16-10 and 16-6 so far, so it's not like either of the maps have gone, super long.
Yeah.
You're probably the one who's going to be feeling it the most, to be fair.
Maybe.
Of course, you're going to be casting that grand final alongside that Paladin, as we do see aggression coming through from 00Nation. Latto just announces his presence here on Inferno in a huge way. 2 great kills coming through from him. VSM gonna look to try and trade. Needs to be careful. Could be the next victim, and he is. Not at the hands of Latto, but he still goes down.
Yeah, dumau helping out with that one. And there's utility available for NQZ as well to do some damage to Woody or Phelps. Woody, of course, has no Kevlar with the smoke and the Molotov brought up, so it's going to be a hard one for Fluxo to manage to recover. And then NQZ is going to wait and bide his time with this grenade. As soon as he hears a plant that will come in, and it comes, and Woody's the one with no Kevlar. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, he escaped with 4 HP. You lucky boy. And Phelps has been taking out 25 as well.
Difficult, though. Yeah, really shouldn't be able to make much of the post plant here. Both Phelps and Woody only have 29 points of health between the two of them. There is a different player on Cold Zero. dumau going to swing off the back of the flash. What? Oh no! Oh my god! 3 kills in such quick succession. How's Woody hit 2 headshots? Can't count NQZ out, but I believe that Kit is actually towards the back of Coffins. He's going to recover it. This is unwinnable though. There's just no time left remaining. He's tapped the defuse. Wow. Players heading in his direction. They've seen that he isn't actually on the defuse. Has to just stick it off the bat, hits the kill on the first, but now they know he's not punching in the digits. Wow, what a way for Woody and Phelps to win that 2 versus 4.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe Woody gets 2 there like that, and I wouldn't even say 00Nation misplayed that too badly, because they had all the players going in for instant trades really quickly, right? Maybe they could have jumped, like that's not something you really want to do, but that's the only criticism in hindsight that I can think of, that maybe jumping would have avoided them getting insta headshot. That is crazy. What an incredible recovery that is from Fluxo. That looked impossible, and that's you remember that 00Nation won a few 2 versus 4s in the previous map on Ancient. Well, maybe a bit of just reward for Fluxo after that previous pain.
Yeah, that's true. They're going to do really good about the start of the map now. Oh, a couple shots with the shotgun. Eventually will get the kill on Phelps. That felt inevitable. Channeling his inner ships, if you will, with that Mag 7 behind the half wall. Needs to be careful that he doesn't bite off more than he can chew, though. I think he's kind of just committed to this position. He says either I'm going to go down trying, or I'm going to continue to frag out.
He's definitely watched a ship's demo, I have no doubt. This is if anyone who's watched Tier 2 online Counter-Strike and seen whether it was Skade or 500 or whatever team she's playing on, you'll know that's what he loves to do on Inferno. He's had great success on it in the past. I can think of a couple of clips actually where he got one and then he's got a clean AK ace. He comes looking for more. Veer's on the edge of the smoke down here. Mag 7 does not realise that. That's over the edge. He can only get one. There's a rush through the smoke, but Fluxo are way too aware of that possibility. Cold is lurking in, but he's lurking in a bit too late as NQZ's been taken down. He's got his...
I actually think that... Oh, sorry, man. I think that
dumau, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, that's... It's nothing to scoff at. We've seen him have some nutty rounds with the Desert Eagle so far. That 3k on Mirage and the quad kill on Ancient. The 2 most notable rounds. But I was going to say, I think that dumau actually overplays his hand with the Mag 7 a little bit there. I don't think he had to be spamming away in the smoke the way that he was. If he had actually just played a little bit more passively, a little bit more patiently, I actually think he would have seen the player who had jumped up on the ledge on the right-hand side from his perspective of the smoke. Maybe would have stood a better chance of contesting that fight. He was just gambling with all those shots through the smoke, none connecting. And the round goes the way of Fluxo.
And they're going to have nothing in the following rounds. 00Nation, of course. This will be a chance for Fluxo to build up that economy now. And we came into this best of 3, of course, having a chat about 00Nation. You know, technically, you could make an argument that they've been the better team. But as of late, Fluxo's run to making the major was most certainly easy. I don't think anyone can really argue that. But yeah, today, Fluxo seemingly on it. I was surprised when they dropped a map to INTZ yesterday, considering, of course, how 00Nation absolutely destroyed them. 16-1, 16-4. 15-3, actually, I think it was. Loss of just 4 rounds. One of the biggest destructions I've seen in a while. You don't really expect that from CS, really. You know, so many of these teams are at the same level, and even ones that aren't at the same level can often put up a good fight.
I do feel like this should be the most competitive map out of the 3 we would have had here in the series so far. On paper, both of these teams actually really enjoy playing Inferno. Fluxo have beaten 9Z, Arctic, they even beat Imperial on the map, and most recently INTZ. As for 00Nation, they thumped INTZ 16-1 on the map. At Pro League, they beat Greyhound twice on the map, well, once, excuse me, on the map. Beat Plano and INTZ. So, yeah, this should be a pretty closely contested map.
Yeah, middle ground, isn't it? Like I said. What's not middle ground? This fight toward Banana, that is most certainly. Phelps having the high ground. dumau very well done by Woody's flash. He goes in for the second entry, though, does Phelps, and latto will remove him. And NQZ's AWP finds Lukowski in the meantime. 4v3.
Great response there. After losing the opening pick to get 2 kills back in quick succession. Man advantage now for 00Nation as they're in pursuit of their first round here on the map. Gonna have to weather a storm over on that B-bomb side used already, and latto wishes he had his gun out. Does it cost him his life is the question. Would he deploys the molly? That's gonna be forcing him out of cover from the pillar. Out into the open because there's a molly in towards quad as well. That molly will dissipate. He's got support from 0. Charged straight through the CT smoke. Runs out of ammo, but will allow for latto to finish off the job, and 00Nation are on the board.
Wild fight, but a good fight. Cold did exactly the right thing there. Usually, you know, in the past, in the distant past, he's often been criticised for being, you know, playing for himself, playing a bit like current Blame F, if you really want to compare the two, actually. You know, being a bit baity, being a bit shifty around the map rather than holding W. That time you can certainly not make any argument of that. Straight through the smoke when he knew that latto was out of bullets and had to reload toward quad. Help immediately came through from him. That is the way you should do it. Important round to take off the board on CT side. Fluxo a buy though, and it's got good utility as well. And QZ pushed away by that flashbang.
Whoever loses this round will be economically reset though. So actually a really important round in terms of the economic game. That's it, Trav. Swings and roundabouts.
Which was your favourite as a kid?
I actually say the swing, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree.
I was that kid who was like trying to go up as high as I could, like standing on the swing kind of thing.
You seem like that kind of guy. That's not an insult.
Just never used to see the danger, man. Yeah, it was one of those things you just, like, you feel like a mini god. Just like, you don't see the danger, you just see the fun.
Well, as a kid, you when you're a kid, you just think of rubber and magic. So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Lukowski pushed up towards short, and QZ leading to battle. But look at this wipeout for 00Nation. ESM tries to pop himself out of apartments, but Next says no. Easy round, and that's Fluxo on a full eco.
Surprisingly easy though. I actually thought Fluxo in those advanced positions had a really good platform to propel themselves in towards that A-bomb site, but they just get cut down emphatically. All 5 kills come in such quick succession. 00Nation, it's flawless out of them on the defense, and that's a really big round for them because it means that they can actually build up an economic buffer off the back of that. And now they're playing against the pistols, so they can even further that cause as they look to level up the scoreline.
Very low, nice hold. I know they had 3 or 4 players actually ready and ready to go. But the crossfire with the 3 that initially took contact was perfect. 4 kills popped up on the kill feed almost instantly. And I can assure you, in that round, Fluxo most certainly were not made of rubber and magic.
Yeah, and they would have been quite confused because as one player died, he would have just, you know, gone to the death cam and looked to spectate his teammates, and then they just all would have been gone, eviscerated.
Yeah.
And actually, they've decided to force up here, Trav.
Interesting choice, but I understand why, because Lucality had about 1,500 available to him before the start of this buy, so they can get a Hero AK, and that Hero AK was successful for a round in the previous map. No, it was a map that got out of hand pretty quickly, but still, it won them a round. They'll do the silent movement in toward the apartments jump there, and a player underneath, so you can just walk across his head. Caldera, oh, he's going to get forced up the angle. He won't be able to be surviving for too long here. With his teammate, though, he does pick with his teammate, and somehow, on low HP after that initial cross, he gets a triple from that. That's crazy.
Almost single-handedly cuts down the round. Again, Cold Zero comes out the block swinging. He's had great starts to all three of the maps so far, leading from the front as the captain. Exactly what you want to see. Huge amounts of impact in the frag ability here as well. 2 versus 4. Bomb needs to get recovered. That's Phelps' responsibility. History is just hoping he can pick up that bomb, but he's going to have to make his way out of that smoke and into the gaze of Latto. And dumau is there to support him as well. Phelps will not pick up the bomb, and he'll lose his life. Lots of damage done.
Yeah, I mean, look at the HP.
No kills, though.
42, 10, 2, 26. There's not even 100 HP between the lot of them, and unfortunately, couldn't even get a kill from it. So it means Nout.
And now Fluxo will have to bite the bullet. They're going to be biting a lot of bullets coming into the next round here at 3 all. Pistols in play, no armor. Maybe a bit of an airstrike, 3 HE grenades brought up. I like this. Getting innovative.
Why not? And they come. This is a very close.
Play catch.
Oh, that's an oversight. I'm surely they would have realised that Flux's economy is in a weird state. And giving up the AWP like that, going so aggressive on a round where he doesn't need to, that is an error.
Certainly not necessary to contest map control in an anti-eco. That's where you just sit back, wait for the opponents to come in your direction. Yeah. It's one thing taking initiative, but you got to know when and where. Wrong time completely. And look at dumau.
Yeah.
As a result of all those HE grenades. And now they're going to execute. They've even picked up some utility. Latto's here right now with the AK. He needs a multi-kill at the bare minimum. Potentially double peek him here. He needs to make sure he doesn't blow his load. Damage through the coffins as history puts dumau into the grave. Latto continues to do the Lord's work though. He has single-handedly kept him in this round.
Yeah, if Cold swings, he would have had that kill, but Latto deals with that one too. Cow's in the open. Lovely shot toward Latto, but the swing from Cold is always going to be instantaneous, and that's a good recovery from 00Nation, considering the factor of that AWP being in play. Inferno is one of those maps where if you get yourself posted up with that AWP on any afterplant, you can always win them. So yeah, that was most certainly very spooky. Get away with it though, and they'll be happy with that recovery. Fluxo have a full buy, and they'll know they've done a lot of damage to that economy, more than they would have expected. 00Nation have next on 8.8, which is still pretty good, and I think they probably overall have 1 extra buy in arrears.
Yeah, I reckon.
But only 1.
3 kills in the bomb plant. Fluxo would be happy with that eco round. Let's see if they can complement it with a round win in the follow-up. Have been able to assume some early control in towards apartments, just showing presence, just trying to take attention towards that part of the map. In the meantime, Lucalzi is working banana. This is what I was talking about. It's actually Phelps who's in position. He's got in his hands, and it looks like 00Nation wants to continue to contest here. It's been a bit of a theme so far in the early stages of this first half. Not just sitting by idly on the bomb site waiting.
That's a good tactic to put into play. Maybe use this smoke toward long and take it as a group. Phelps low off the back of it, and I'm sure NQZ is hearing some of this movement around mid. That's so aggressive for it, and he catches Woody looking forward long. Cole actually went in to try and bail out his teammate there, and go aggressive with the back of it, but it doesn't matter because NQZ still gets a triple kill. VSM and Lucalzi 2 versus 3, and next we'll deal with VSM. It's Lucalzi live, and he'll get swung on by next nicely. 5 on the board for 00Nation. That was a lovely timing on the re-aggression from NQZ there.
Yeah, and just intelligent peaks playing around that pillar, back and forth, bobbing and weaving, vital trade, and then 2 more kills thereafter. He was able to clock out left nexts with the remainder of the job. He makes no mistakes. Fluxo have that max round loss bonus behind them, which is able to subsidize their buy. But they've lost 5 consecutive rounds now, and they haven't been too close in these rounds either. Yet to see Fluxo win a gun round, actually. Could be a bit of a cause for concern.
True. Helps to be flashed in, and he'll clear out top banana and know that that is now his. Latto's on a bit of an aggressive angle though, and that resmoke, that could be a weird timing on that one. We saw Mouse do that wonderfully in the RMR, punish so many teams and punish FaZe at that particular game where Rain and Carrigan could just not deal with the Mouse and using that smoke and pushing through it. And look how far Phelps had actually abused it as well. He's gone all the way through in toward Ruins, and he's got deep control now. Latto's still here,
nice.
But history is ready for it. NQZ actually given a freebie there by Phelps. Bomb is actually still in the open, so it's a bit spooky. NQZ can try and play with the smoke. History's planting in the open. He's playing smoke fade, but unfortunately Caldy's staring at it, but NQZ still gets the kill. 2 versus 2. History with the trade. Cold is still miles away. So next should be waiting for this rotation. They've got him pinned in this corner now. 2 players are looking for it. And look how far History is pushing forward. Cold needs to help bail him out, but he pulls that utility at the wrong time. That's awful timing for Cold. He knows where both players are, but they're just going to double peek him as soon as he takes the duel. He has to go for the peek eventually, and they just double swing it as we expected they would. VSM with a nice headshot, and Fluxo win an important round.
Coach Zeus is very happy with the way that his team played that round there, particularly VSM in History. The way they combined to get the kill on the first and then play off of one another to make sure that it's an unlosable 2 versus 1 onto Cold Zero. Good kill from NQZ on the smoke fade because he was always going to go down there. So the fact that he finds a frag before he does is impressive. Fluxo able to break that 5-round win streak of 00Nation. And they draw back within a single round here and also bring that economy back down to earth in the process.
Yeah, big round. Big round. An important fight. You have to wonder what kind of communication was going on there for 00Nation, that Cold Zero was still so far away. And also, the fact that he was maybe desperate to use utility to help out next, who was stuck in that cubby, but then pulls it out at exactly the wrong time. Didn't work out at all. And then Cole's in a situation where he just knows that he has to wait for them to make a mistake. If he forces the issue, the double peak would be instant, as it so was.
Yeah, it's good awareness in general there from the Fluxo players left in the 2v1. Good respect given up to Cold Zero as well, recognizing who was the attempting toucher on the opposite side. No, dumau able to understand that. He's not going to be keeping him alive though. No, Phelps forces the issue, but I love that awareness. Good game sense there from Latto. Doesn't leave his teammate high and dry, and actually going to be stepping in behind his smoke mate. This is an aggressive decision.
Very aggressive. Now he's about to go straight through it. It's a great idea, and it's an easy 4 headshots for Latto. Oh, you can't do that, surely. That is not normal. That is not normally to play behind the smoke.
Not normal.
But,
we need to check his PC trap.
But I think he's just built different. Woody actually pre-fires a pretty decent position where NQZ exactly was, but unfortunately got most of the wall instead. Now Woody, unfortunately, could be about to go soft because he's got 3 players surrounding him from Banana. And the push down mid won't come through from NQZ. He needs to keep his AWP because obviously he hasn't got much cash. So, with the bomb in possession, there's no reason to go too aggressive. To push forward, but yeah, not to be. Latto hits the head. That's how it should be. Great hold from Latto. 14 and 5, and he has these maps, right? I mean, he's incredibly talented, and he can occasionally go off the boil slightly, but when he's on the boil, you get games like this.
Yeah, I mean, 14 and 5. It's the game sense for me, though, man. Normally, you'd see a player cower into the bomb site after he's lost his teammate, but he recognizes he has to take the initiative in that moment. He gets aggressive, resides on the opposite side of the smoke, punishes Fluxo. They're going to try to make some sort of a similar play. Dumau's gone down again. It's all on latto. He has an AK. So many players to contend with. And Phelps has bested both of them. cold0 the first on the scene. Good spray transfer to find 2, but he's still essentially leaves his team in a disadvantageous position. Better than what they were in, though, a couple seconds before that. They go for this, Trav?
They don't really have money. I want to see them go for it, but this is the life of Inferno, I'm afraid. They are staying around the scenario. Maybe thinking going for exit frags is quite imperative here, but look at VSM. He's flanking with the Deagle. It's checked by NQZ. He's got a chance for a few kills. Well, not anymore. Now, actually, the time on the clock still means that they can go for this because they've got utility. Smoke is in play. Smoke's for Banana, but History just swings it at the right time. NQZ will miss his shot as well, and that just gives History a free third kill. I understand why they wanted to go for that as soon as VSM gave up that frag, but realistically, I think that was a 5% chance of that one coming through.
And with that, Fluxo have broken the CT side economy. Of course, they get a second count of round loss bonus now, or a count of round loss bonus, should I say, up to $1,900 when they lose this round. And actually, 00Nation have gone all in, both cold0 and NQZ. They could afford the full buy. Everybody else has had to piece together what they can afford. This is Fluxo's opportunity to actually take control of the game, Trav.
Indeed. Been a pretty fun game to watch so far, and the MP9 of Mexico has some fun coming his way. Woody looks the wrong way first, and the MP9 gets a frag, but the Cowsey trade is good, and now Nex is out of ammunition, but NQZ is bailing him out so hard, and the pistol of dumau even finds Phelps as well. VSM left thinking, damn, I wish I was back in Mexico right now, qualifying for the major.
Yeah, good time. Unfortunately, wow, not even gonna get the kill on Nex. Are you kidding me? 5 points of health. Instant headshot landed. And 00Nation rob victory from Fluxo. Man, we just got such a back and forth game here. Inferno living up to the expectation of being the most contested map of the lot.
Indeed.
Does it continue in this fashion is the question.
We'll see if it does. Of course, 2 major winners on the server. With Cole playing and Zeus, the coach of Fluxo. A lot of history involved, and not just the player himself. The final CSGO major inbound. Gets you a bit nostalgic when you see players like this on the server and still playing so well. Cold is obviously not necessarily what he once was, but he's had a very impactful series so far this evening.
And who from 2016/17 is still the player they were back then?
Nobody. Nico?
Yeah, simple, I guess.
Nico, simple. Damn.
Actually, kind of the only 2 names you could come up with, right?
Is that fair?
Ooh, bit of a stretch, I reckon.
Yeah. Dupree? Not really.
Also, I would say a bit
He's
of a
a
stretch.
legend.
Still, like, up there. Yeah.
He's a legend,
He's
but
not like that superstar top 5 player anymore.
no, he's not. Anyway, in toward B. Oh, that's the angle being held there by Dumau wasn't too bad, but from the grave, he still managed to take Phelps with the fire. Latto still here. They seem to be aware of that possibility, and Lukowski aims him really nicely. And Cold, his face in the smoke, can't get anything done. He'll switch to the AK and push forward off the back of it. He needs to kill in the next 15 seconds. And even then, look where NQZ is. This is a save.
Well, Cold Zero looking to try and poke and prod. If he gets a kill here, then maybe that inspires them to go for something. But like you say, with NQZ's position all the way deep towards T-Ramp, I don't think they want to go for this. Maybe look for some extra kills as we continue to trade rounds back and forth here between these two teams. Next, we'll corral them in towards Banana.
Oh,
We know that bomb explosion range on Inferno is massive as Lukowski does massive damage. QZ,
Okay.
oh my goodness, brilliant awareness from VSM.
destroyed. Destruction. 4 players up
Decimation.
for Fluxo. And that's really important, of course, as well. For their own money as we get toward the end of the half. 2 rounds to go. That keeps their bank to a level now where they don't have to worry anymore for these 2 rounds. Even if they lose this one. Whereas 00Nation do have to worry. They're a day late and they're $1 short.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to invest here. $1,900 round loss bonus means that 4 of the 5 players can afford a full buy in the next round if they just save here. Cold Zero can look to try and do some damage with the saved AK. Dumau and Nex can upgrade into some pistols. And you buy up in the last round of the half. I think going all in on the force buy would be a bit too much here. But then again, you also want to just keep up with the trend of play, right? Considering that rounds have been getting traded back and forth in the fashion that they have, kind of you kind of get to throw the textbook out the window at that point, and you play the situation more than you play the textbook.
Exactly.
Not going to be the option they go for, though.
AK on Cold, MP9 on Dumau. 1.1 in the bank for him, and look at Cold. He's charging his way in, and they're not aware of this at all. Will they spot him out? Lukowski's surely seen it. Yes, he has.
Oh, that's so
That's
rough.
a shame. And now they just know they can deal with it comfortably. If he's pushed all the way through, they can just cover the door. And they're even looking toward the bridge. Yeah, this is, you just never see this, right? You're never ever holding an angle like this in a default unless you know the information. Cold will be very upset about this.
Yeah.
He has
He's
no
hated
clue
by
that he's been spotted, and he thinks he's got a genius play, but here's their deal with it. But Nex is still here with the Deagle. They're going to try and fight him one by one, and that is always a mistake. Next will fall back to the site, and with Jamal doing that MP9 frag earlier, still 4 versus 3. More tag damage towards Cozy as well. Latto's USP actually takes VSM in the end. He's in the pit. He's thinking everyone right now. But in the end, Woody gets the frag. It's Dumau with the recovered AK and NQZ with the default pistol in a 2 versus 2, but Woody is low.
Woody is low, and he's been brought down even further, but still somehow he's able to frag. It's only Dumau left remaining. Extinguishes the molly. He's got the AK in play, takes down the low HP IGL, done damage to Lukowski as well. So close to finishing off the frag. The problem is he doesn't have a kit, so time is of the essence. Trying to bait the audio cues as though he's rotated onto the bomb site, hoping Lukowski shoots out. He comes incredibly close, but Dumau caught in transition. It's going to be Fluxo who level up the scoreline, 7-all, as close as it could possibly be.
Those were some fun mind games in that one.
I was trying to think about what the first map's halftime scoreline was. Was it 10-5? Or...
I'll have a look for you right now. It was 10-5, you're right, to Fluxo.
Yeah, 10-5 and then 12-3 on Ancient. So This is by far and wide the closest half we've had so far.
Spot on. 00Nation. 3 FAMASs, unfortunately, with 2 M4s. Not the best of buys, and Fluxo will do exactly the same play with that flashbang to take top Banana immediately. He's got that frag, going aggressive to take VSM, and that was down mid as well. He's managed to escape somehow, which is not very normal for that kind of play. Fluxo trying to answer back, but he's going to get double peaked in a second, and yeah, he's just trying to make a solo play there, considering the damage that's been done to Fluxo. Lukowski again has to go solo through mid, but Nex is about to grab a leg, but teammate support as well. Cold sorts that one out. And now Woody is 1v3 to end off this half. It's going to be an 8-7. And you'd expect it to go to 00Nation, but Woody's got full health. He's got the bomb. He's got Molotov and a flash as well. Latto is not playing super aggressive on the B site. He's left it open, falling back in towards CT instead. If Woody wins this duel straight up, then he has a chance at a plant and a 1 versus 2. But how much damage does he take? If he gets it at all, the answer is 34 to remain. Bomb will go down on Coffin. Rotation coming in from CT. Flash to go aggressive to go to the peak. He's caught the FAMAS off guard and he's locked him into the corner now as well. But there's no one coming from Banana, so the lack of awareness and information on where that second player is coming from is the issue here for Woody. But he's got a Molotov. There's no kit on 00Nation. If he can get this Molotov onto the bomb somehow, then this round could still get out of hand. But no, Cold hits a big headshot. And that defuse will come in comfortably. 00Nation will win out the half 8-7. And they're halfway there to the final against 9Z later tonight. We'll go to a break. When we're back, we'll complete Inferno.
Ich sitz auf meiner Fensterbank, die Nacht zieht vorbei. Ich blick über den Tellerrand, trinke Sekt auf Eis. Ein Teufel und ein Engel tanzen auf dem Parkett. Vielleicht sind wir unsterblich, müssen nie wieder weg.
One more half in this best of three to find who faces 9Z in the grand final of this little 4-team bracket. Dallas is on the line, and it's as even as it could be between 00Nation and Fluxo. Hayes, who have you got from here?
I'm back to 00Nation, actually.
Okay.
I'm just going to stick with that. I expected them to win the series from the get-go. Individuals have had their moments where they popped off from Fluxo, but I don't think it's sustainable enough to win the map from here, Trav.
Let's see.
What about you?
We've got the history dualies. If they can win the pistol and get some good economy built up on CT side, then it will be certainly very interesting. But look at the utility on 00Nation. Cold's got a full belt. Smoke, molly, flash, and QZ's got a smoke as well. Two players committing to the utility. No PT50. We often see that on NQZ, but not this time.
Don't be like a politician, mate. Don't dodge my question. Who you got to win it from here?
I'll take 00Nation too.
Okay, there we go. I was going to say, you don't get to see the pistol round win before you make your call. As we do see Latto tucked in towards the long right now. He's been feared. He's got the kill on the first, transition on the second. Oh my god. Latto turns him into a latte as he drinks their blood and wins the pistol round for his team.
Oh, what a line. You should bask in the glory of that one. That's for sure. Latto's even looking for a possible ace here. He spotted the player coming in from Banana. That's Lukowski. But yeah, bomb down.
Job done.
This is done.
All just because they didn't clear their corner properly, man. 3 kills coming through from Latto. He's been the hero so far here on the map, hasn't he?
Yeah, 18 and 9. That's disgusting. The two final
2 kill death ratio.
Yeah, 2 final remaining Fluxo players as well decide, okay, well, probably the best scenario here is to save our Kevlar, because we can get 350 helmet upgrades. And Phelps actually has managed to nab Cold Zero's Molotov, so, you know, that's something. Every little helps. He's nabbed his old...
I mean, at least there's some sort of
man.
silver lining in the round. Okay. 9-7. Phenomenal pistol round win for 00Nation as they get their T side underway. They had a great T side on Ancient. They won 12 rounds on their T side. Decent T side on Mirage as well, at least at the start of the half. It's going to be a force bind response from Fluxo after they lose the pistol. We've actually seen a couple failed conversions from the team who won the pistol round, to be fair.
They're ridiculously powerful, these force buys. I mean, the Scout Deagle combination. This time it's a FAMAS Deagle combination. 2 5.7s. 5.7 on Inferno, like, it feels so free, doesn't it? Just so much one-shot headshot capability so often in so many positions and so many close angles. DSM. Trying to pre-fire the angle, and it looks like 00Nation are going to commit toward B here. There are 3 players here. There's a boost up towards back to the start position. That's perfect for the FAMAS. Gets 1 kill, and in comes the second play, but they deal with it really nicely. Of course, this play is in action, so the FAMAS will drop into Woody's hands, but dumau deals with it nicely. 4v2, round done.
Simplicity is the name of the game coming through from 00Nation. Good information being relayed there through to the teammates after Cold Zero goes down. They know exactly what's waiting for them on the bomb site, and they're able to get all 3 kills as a result. And now it's just about damage control, just about keeping their numbers alive as they get themselves to double digits. It would be pretty brutal for Fluxo if they lose the series 2-1 after the showing we saw out of them on Mirage. They looked so damn clean. They just never did themselves justice on Ancient. Really never pitched up at all. They're losing that map 16-6. They were certainly competitive in the first half of Inferno, but you don't win Counter-Strike games with competitive halves.
Win Counter-Strike games by rounds.
Heading to 16.
Exactly. History looking for a gun, but nothing, I'm afraid. At least he still has his 5.7 and the armor, and they've got some utility as well. Be interested to see what they decide to buy up here, because History's already got a smoke. Lukowski could buy one, and then you could have one on Woody as well, perhaps, and you could play that sort of 5 smoke strategy where you try and delay their time as much as possible. But it's really important for them to get a good buy on their first CT round, so they're going to play it slowly and not buy up too much. Fair play.
DSM has a big job on his shoulders. He's the only player on the side of the map right now. Desert Eagle, no armor. He's been pretty anonymous throughout the map so far. And he'll be made anonymous in the round as well. At least he gets a kill before he goes down. Probably most he could have asked for, considering the overwhelming numbers heading in his direction.
Yeah. Cold is just happy to sacrifice himself, right? Like,
yeah,
he would not be in that role in the good old days, and that's what we spoke about earlier. But yeah, he's always happy to be the one to jump in first. He's the more support player on this role now than anymore. That he would want those best roles. He's happy to be the IGL support. Go for the information first. So, a lot of the reasons sometimes why his stats aren't as impressive. You have to take those sort of things into account. Players aren't bad just because they don't have kills. They play different roles, my friends.
That's why the game goes a bit deeper than what the numbers tell you. You need the eye test. He's happy to set his teammates up. He knows that if he goes down there, that they'll be able to gain full control. And off the back of that win around the bomb site, Latto, well, he has been the star of the show. 21 and 9. Exceeding that 2 kill death ratio at this point. More than a frag around at He is having a lights out performance here on Inferno. Quite a lot of gravitas and weight into this next gun round coming through for Fluxo, who will be down 11-7. Lose this next gun round is 13-7, assuming that he gets the same in the guns. And that's going to be a very difficult position to recover from.
Yeah, this is a big one now. A lot hangs on this. 13-7 could be
Look
imminent.
at Latto's ADR.
It's out of this world.
Closest player is 87 on Lukazi after him.
Yeah, that's crazy. Talking about lattes, what actually is your favourite coffee? I'm curious.
Flat white, mate.
Fair
Absolutely. You familiar with the flat white?
I actually don't know because I haven't.
I
had
think
coffee
it's
in my life. Fun fact.
Oh, really?
Yep. My dad loves it.
Wow.
I just
Yeah.
I don't mess with caffeine. And I feel like that's.
I
the
mean,
way I
I know
say,
that,
right?
but the stream would be surprising. I mean, as a gamer, you're definitely in your own league there. I mean,
Maybe.
caffeine fiends, right? All the energy drinks.
True.
But the flat white double shot of espresso with steamed milk, Travis.
Ooh.
It is a cultured cup of coffee. Latto, well, he doesn't care. He doesn't need caffeine because he's just a live wire on the server right now.
He's got his eyes on stalks and almost sprayed down Lukazi straight through that long smoke. That would have been ridiculous. It was just a guess, an educated guess, but still. Nation are really showing up, but that's a bit of an oversight from NQZ. They're not expecting Fluxo to have pushed so aggressively down
my
Banana, and
God.
VSM is standing tall right now. NQZ going down straight away, drop the bomb, and now all this has spiraled out of control. VSM even finds himself a third frag. Woody comes in and helps out. That is an unexpected roundabout to this round.
That's what you call offering yourself up on a silver platter. Player after player, no trade potential. VSM gobbles them up, man. Great position. Lots of aggression there from Fluxo, as you say, closing the gap and catching the T side completely off guard.
They were
Vital
silent
round
about it,
win
that's
there
the
for
thing.
Fluxo.
Did they have a bottom banana smoke? I actually can't even remember. Because if they didn't, that's just the fact that... Well, it definitely didn't have it to begin with, because VSM won the duels. I mean, before he pushed down toward logs, right?
Yes, yeah.
Like, if they...
Then you could use that as an inference that you know they pushed.
Exactly,
right?
yeah. So, like, if he didn't have one, then they basically just had no information that he could be up close. And that is what got VSM those really, really critical kills. That could be a big lifeline.
Makes it a bit of an audacious play as well to be pushing like that without the bottom smoke, but it works out perfectly, and that's what I was talking about on Mirage when I was singing VSM praises, that you need to give him that leeway. He needs that space to play his game. Phelps tries to play his game, but Latto is at the top of his game, and he's found another opening kill here for his team. That's 2 rounds in a row now.
This is impossible. It's impossible to face him. It's unbelievable. 23 and 10. Woody trying to get back, but dumau, we know he's just as quality. And he gets himself another entry. Now 00Nation, same position as before. Surely not this time. Surely they can get out. Lukazi, there you go. Always going to be a perfect trade. Latto was in the right place at the right time, as he has been most of this game. Now VSM really wants to stand tall again and maybe get multi-frag to recover the round, but 00Nation are not even considering it. They're going off toward the A-bomb site.
Yeah, good read, good call. Latto's now got the opening pick in 3 out of 5 rounds we've played so far in the second half. Got it in the pistol, and he's got it in these 2 consecutive rounds as well. When you look at the money here for Fluxo, they have no choice. They just have to commit to the save. History and VSM carry these AKs into the next. Lukazi can afford a buy. It's still going to be rough for Phelps and Woody.
Yeah, I've to answer one of your questions from earlier while this save comes in.
Yes.
I got given a free Monster Energy drink at a Apex Legends event that I went to. And
Okay.
I put it in the fridge. It was a Lewis Hamilton one, in case you're wondering. I put it in the fridge, and I was thinking, am I ever going to have this at any point? And then one day, their blood sugar was low, so I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. And I actually kind of liked
Here's
it.
the moment. Okay. Did you
kinda
drink the
liked
whole
it.
thing?
I had about half of it. I couldn't get the whole thing.
Okay, I was going to say, yeah, for somebody who doesn't drink any caffeine at all, to have a full monster would be brutal. Yeah, the Lewis Hamilton one's a decent flavor.
Yeah.
It can be a bit sweet, but I mean,
I mean,
suppose
as I said,
that
like
just,
that's
comes with
it's
the
my
territory.
first instance of trying one, so
That's crazy.
The taste of that sort of kind of artificial, I guess you could call it. That
It
sort of
is,
sweet
yeah.
taste.
Yeah,
It's not horrible, but you know, I didn't dislike it. It wasn't too bad at
And
all.
for anyone who's watching and doesn't know, Trav's 26. So it's not like, you know, he's some young boomer who's still in the early stages of his life. This guy's gone a while without having an energy drink.
I've avoided
Yeah.
energy drinks. I've
You
avoided
must do
actual
well with peer
coffee.
pressure and
Yeah.
not falling. Listen, coffee is actually a base drink, by the way. Coffee without sugar, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah,
so,
fair enough. That's what my dad used to have. So
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Definitely looking forward to getting myself a bean to cup machine one day. Like, that's when I know I've made it in life. When I have myself, I just put the beans in one end, mug on the other, push the button, cup of coffee.
yeah, I can
Bang.
imagine.
12-8. Fluxo have to win this round here, Trav. Otherwise, I fear the worst for them here in the series.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Fluxo had some big individual moments, but it's the team play overall that has been slightly better from 00Nation on this deciding map. Dumau, oh, he's in toward logs again, and that won't be the first time that Fluxo would overlook that position. Got two players fighting for information, but Dumau's just too clean with it, and he took that kill toward VSM just as Lucalzi fell away slightly. The timing couldn't be worse.
Another opening kill coming through for 00Nation as they look to finish off the job here on Inferno. Lukazi will reassume control towards top banana. He's got a lot of information. Flash comes through. Completely blinded up to Dumau. Oh, Lukazi at least will be able to go back for seconds and finish off the job onto Dumau. And actually, he's got a great read on the situation as well, immediately pivoting in towards A. And I thought that 00Nation were going to head in that direction, although looks like they've decided against it, as has Lukazi decided against rotating. Oh, he's palmed the M4 off to his teammate. He's got the
Fair
MP9,
enough.
sees no one top banana,
No.
and they're going to use that information, Trav. You can't even blame them right now. The timing couldn't have been worse. Although, it's not going to be a smoke into CT, it's the variation.
No way.
Could prove to be costly, although never mind.
What a duel to win, and what a way to do it as well. Like, as you say, the fact they didn't have a smoke for that position, that's actually something that we saw 00Nation do yesterday. And me and Paladin were having a conversation about that. Like, why would you smoke front sight and dual CT so much? Because it cost them a lot yesterday. They lost 69 to 9Z. And there's a couple of scenarios where they either didn't have a smoke or already used one instead for coffins instead. And it's like, realistically, you'd think about it and you'd say, probably you'd prefer a CT smoke rather than a coffin smoke. It's a lot easier to duel coffins instead. But yeah, in this instance, Next gets away with 2 HP with a tasty headshot.
I think it's a really nice variation. I mean, it shouldn't be the standard approach, but it gives you a smoke at the front of site to close the gap. And if the CTs are consistently playing both players on the bomb site, like let's say one coffins, one quad or oranges, and nobody CT, then you wrap around through church and it becomes very difficult for those CT players on the bomb site to try and defend because there's so much more pressure. So I think it's a nice variation to use maybe once, maximum twice in the half. Nice in your eco rounds as well because you can actually look to just plant in that smoke, but it shouldn't be the standard approach.
Yeah, exactly.
13-8. Standard of Inferno is to save when you lose the one bomb site. That's been the case for Fluxo, so they can continue to invest in these rounds they're losing, but the problem hasn't been whether they have weaponry or not.
Oh, the damage. Look at this. And that's not even with utility, that's just with the spray. NQZ 24, Dumau 54. It's pain.
No, it's not 00Nation and Fluxo trap.
Yeah, Pain are arguably one of the best teams in Brazil right now.
Yes. I put them at top 2, actually.
I would
behind Furia.
say they're borderline very close to Furia now. Skulls and Zevi has been at a brilliant level for a long time now. I'm sure a lot of people in chat will know a lot about those two. I'm very impressed with how they've been improving. History, they should know. With that smoke coming in, Cole should be aware that he was in that cubby. But of course, now that smoke has come in, they don't know whether he's fallen away from it. So they have the health advantage in an early round scenario, but nothing to show for it as of yet, pick-wise.
Having said that, at least they've been able to keep all 5 players alive as we've reached that 40-second mark. Generally, they've been playing with the numbers deficiency. History not at all impeded by the flashbang. They're going to continue to make their way forward. And one flash is mainly for the T side. They walk into the Org scope. Oh, that's a disaster. You can't spray while you're scoped in. That's exactly why they don't scope in with the Org. Phelps is ready for the boost. Great awareness, but it doesn't matter.
Wow.
Latto's still quicker on the trigger. Lukowski's been decimated. And Fluxo have been devastated.
Oh, it's happened again. It's
It
happened
has.
again. It's happened again. Yeah, it couldn't get even worse, I'm afraid. Fluxo just getting dominated. These sort of weird, I wouldn't say necessarily they're weird, but for the lack of a better term, they're slightly strange mid-round picks that they get, right? Like that one that came through towards short, or just over the top of the half wall, that would normally be a CT frag, right? On another universe, it's a 50-50, and 50-50s aren't going Fluxo's way at all.
I mean, I'd say even more than 50-50 for Phelps in that position with
fair.
the crosshair placement. Ready for the player to be boosted up.
Yeah, you're not wrong. 14-8. They're 2 away from a decider. And that decider, BO3, would be against 9Z. They are waiting in the final. They, I'm sure, are watching this game. Ready and raring to go. 9Z, upper bracket team, of course. Beat 00Nation yesterday. So he could have a rematch. That was Anubis, Ancient, and Inferno. That was 16-13 on Anubis for 00Nation. 16-13 for 9Z on Ancient. Exchanging map picks. Both of them not going the way of the pick. And Inferno in the end working 16-9 on the side of Inferno. Do we get a tasty rematch? Can Fluxo pull off a comeback? Woody, good Molotov. That will force NQZ to have to PSM fighting away and at least gets himself one, but the spray recovers it. But Fluxo can now settle down into a 4v3.
A rare advantage here for Fluxo. Where do 00Nation go from here is the question. They have actually split the defense down the center. Two players on either bomb site. But guess who? Latto. He's still alive.
Terrifying.
Do they use him to try and fake out over towards A? I don't want him to just sit here and try and cut off rotations. He needs to be more proactive than that. Has to take a bit of initiative in the 3 versus 4.
Yeah, you want that, wouldn't you? It's down to some sick entries from 00Nation again if they want to sort this out. Cold has picked up the AWP. He has a gap in that smoke to play with. 30 seconds to go, and it will be a B-site play here, but there are 2 players ready and raring to go. Fluxo splitting it 2-2, but it should be enough. How good is the utility? Phelps will spray as that smoke advances. Fake the bomb in that front smoke. They love to throw, and it actually works out for Cold's pick, and he's only got to hit another headshot. Cold Zera cracking open the bomb site. All 3 kills in this round. Oh, not again, Fluxo. Again, a situation where you think they'd be at an advantage, and they've just been deleted.
And they can't actually go for this trap, because if they lose the round, there's literally nothing to work with going into the next. But then again, they've been saving so many times. Feels like they finally want to have a crack at the retake. They've got a kit. Latto, great pivot transition. Although he's low, shot landed by History. It's only called 0 left remaining. He's standing out in the open. He gives his position away, sees the gun barrel, gets a bit antsy, still able to get the kill regardless. That's a quad kill for Cold Zero, baby. And that is going to be 15-8 Fluxo. You know, well, what can you say? It's just rough.
Where's my time machine? Where's my time machine? Cold has had a great series so far. Really impressive. So many impact frags on all 3 maps. 27-18 on Mirage. 18 to 16, sorry, on Ancient. Now
Plus
17 to 14.
Yeah. So actually make that plus 14 for the series so far for his kill death, man. Woody catches a nade. VSN takes damage as well. The investment looks bleak. Not only has he been getting a lot of kills, but think about the impact with the frags and how well he's done with the calls. Their T-sides have been really solid.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that 00Nation versus 9Z game.
Absolutely.
Of course, I'll be watching from the sidelines. You'll be calling that one alongside Paladin. Guys, make sure you stick around for that grand final. The winner of that match will feature at IEM Dallas. Cold Zero destroys Lukowski. Latto inflicts the same fate onto Phelps.
Just as they go aggressive in apartments, Cold's still on, you know, alt mid T bridge and just taps him down through the apartment door. Oh my goodness. Anything that Fluxo try just gets removed instantaneously, and Cold has stepped up in these last few rounds. Even in that round previous, I thought that front sight smoke would again prove to be an issue for them, but it just helped out Cold to make the play. It was a distraction. I'm sure they are going into both players on Banana, but who cares? Next gets both of them. History is last alive. He'll easily find Latto, but now the information is there. And there is even a lurk of Cold in the back. They'll go aggressive for it. He's down to 41. He's still alive as Next gives up that frag.
King.
Little bit scary. But no way. Cold's coming in from
No
the back.
chance.
In comes
Yeah.
Cold. Where's the frag? There's the frag. 0 HP and no final appearance for Fluxo. It's a beautiful performance on Inferno from 00Nation, and they will be your finalists alongside 9Z for that spot in Dallas.
Phenomenal performance, man. They dropped the first map on Mirage. There were moments where they looked good, but they never looked back.